Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more Los Angeles Lakers news, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. The Lakers were swept by the Milwaukee Bucks. Even with a top-notch performance by Luka Doncic, the Lakers lost the game to the Bucks. The team is apathetic and out of sync, and it's clear that if the Lakers don't sign a great center, they won't get anywhere. The fans are sad and are asking manager Rob Pelinka, "Enough of the losses, we want a top-notch, championship-winning Lakers." This team really needs LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Even though they have several injured players, this team needs more strength at the rim and in the paint, and it needs better defense. And they'll only be able to achieve this by signing a great center. Now they have lost 3 games in a row and this has shaken the Lakers. Luka Doncic is extremely upset with the team, which has shown immaturity in the absence of LeBron James, who is injured. Luka Doncic needs help, that is, if the Lakers want to go far in the championship. Doncic wants to sign a great center and a defensive lineman to adjust the team and be in a position to be champion. Luka Doncic calls for Lakers to sign high-level center. Domantas Sabonis is the Lakers' big target to solve their big center problem. On the other hand, it's plausible to believe that the Lakers' general manager Rob Pelinka could only be in the beginning stages of a master plan to turn the storied franchise into an outright title favorite for the 2025-26 season. In an effort to address the team's continued lack of frontcourt depth while building a fearsome contender this summer, Pelinka could make it his mission to provide Doncic and future Hall of Fame inductee LeBron James with a 3-time All-Star center from the Sacramento Kings, Domantas Sabonis, through yet another league-altering transaction. If Pelinka were to negotiate a deal with Sacramento, this hypothetical trade scenario would see the Lakers give up rising star guard Austin Reeves and the contracts of Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, Shake Milton along with first-round draft capital. Though parting with Reeves would surely be a tough pill to swallow for the organization, there's no denying how perfect of an acquisition Sabonis would be for this specific Lakers roster. At 28 years old, Sabonis has proven to be one of the league's most versatile and utterly dominant frontcourt players, as he's boasting averages of 19.5 points, 14.1 rebounds, and 6.2 assists on an absurd 66.2% true shooting percentage. The 2-time All-NBA team selection and rebounding champion could be a wonderful fit next to the generational passing duo of Doncic and James, as he's also garnered a reputation as arguably the most gifted playmaking center in the NBA aside from the Denver Nuggets 3-time MVP Nikola Jokic. Los Angeles's prospective Big Three would likely be able to play a beautiful, run-and-gun style of basketball under head coach J.J. Redick, who has already been trotting out small ball lineups that emphasize agility and the goal of getting out in transition. Perfectly enough, all 3 superstar talents have thrived in that kind of system. Reeves' massive offensive contributions of 18.8 points and 5.9 assists have been essential to the Lakers' recent success this season, but Pelinka may not think twice about agreeing to a deal of this nature in principle if given the chance. Insane Luka Doncic halftime stat shows post-trade value to Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers hit the road to battle the Milwaukee Bucks on Thursday night, falling behind 33-29 after 1 quarter before trailing 71-63 at halftime. The Lakers' struggles came amid LeBron James' absence from the game with a groin injury that caused coach J.J. Redick to announce his status as day-to-day. The game proved once again to be a showcase for former Dallas Mavericks superstar Luka Doncic, who dazzled the road crowd en route to one of his best first-half performances of the season. Doncic had the crowd hanging on every possession as he racked up a significant portion of his team's first-half points. The Slovenian sharpshooter racked up 29 points and 6 rebounds in just 20 minutes of first-half action, accounting for nearly half of LA's first-half total. As the final minutes of the first half ticked down with Doncic at one point accounting for over half of the Lakers' points, truTV and TNT announcer Reggie Miller marveled at Doncic's performance and made a plea to members of the Lakers organization. "He's getting others involved, but who's going to come along for the ride?" Miller questioned. "They've got to have a complementary player come along for the ride with Luka." Austin Reeves was the only other Laker in double figures as the first half ended, totaling 13 points along with 5 assists to Doncic's 6 assists. Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, Maxi Kleber sent back to Los Angeles to continue injury rehab. The Lakers will close their current road trip shorthanded as the injured trio of Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, and Maxi Kleber all return to Los Angeles ahead of the team. In a bit of good news and bad news, the Lakers remain undermanned in the final 2 games of their road trip, but may be moving closer to full health overall. After it was reported that LeBron James returned to Los Angeles earlier in the week, head coach J.J. Redick noted that the rest of the injured Lakers, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, and even Maxi Kleber, all went back to SoCal as well. Hachimura was set to be re-evaluated again at the end of the week, so a return to LA would likely allow that to happen. He initially suffered his patellar tendinopathy injury against the Clippers and is closing in on 2 weeks out. Hayes' injury surfaced during the team's road trip as he will ultimately miss at least all 4 games away from LA. Redick stated prior to the Celtics game that it was not an injury expected to be long-term. With Kleber, returning to Los Angeles probably doesn't signal much in terms of a return. When he was traded to the Lakers, he said he would be re-evaluated in 8 weeks. That was only just over 5 weeks ago, so it's unlikely he's nearing a return. The most likely reason for all of this is that the Lakers are about to have a pretty hectic flight schedule. The team will depart Milwaukee on Thursday night, arrive in Denver early Friday morning, play the Nuggets and then fly to LA on Friday night. Instead of having players dealing with injuries take those trips, it likely made more sense to send them back to LA directly and separately, allowing them to rehab at the facility and, at least for Hachimura and Hayes, potentially return early next week. Luka Doncic has quietly addressed the narrative critics won't let go of. The narrative is accurate. Right? At just 26 years of age, Los Angeles Lakers superstar Luka Doncic is already one of the most accomplished players of his generation. He won the Rookie of the Year award in 2018-19 and hasn't looked back, securing the scoring title in 2023-24 and receiving 5 All-NBA first-team selections. If there's been one knock against Doncic, however, it's been that he's struggled to deliver consistent play on the defensive end of the floor. It's far from hyperbolic to state that Doncic has been one of the worst defensive players among the true superstars in the NBA. He's productive as a rebounder, and has even come up with his fair share of steals, but consistency hasn't exactly been an attribute he can claim to possess. Unfortunately, when a player develops a reputation for lackluster defense, it's almost impossible to convince the general public that it's no longer true. Critics continue to label Doncic as one of the worst defensive players in the association. The reality they're failing to see, however, is that he's actually taken a considerable step forward on that end of the floor, so much so that his impact could be considered positive. Doncic may not be a Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan type of superstar, dropping 30 and locking down an opponent's best scorer in key moments, but he's quietly become a respectable defender. Luka Doncic has made genuine progress as a defender. Thus far in 2024-25, Doncic is averaging a career-best 1.9 steals per game. That alone doesn't determine anything, but an increase of 0.5 steals per contest over his previous high is nothing to scoff at as far as an increase in effort and intensity is concerned. Doncic is also averaging a team-high 2.9 deflections per game since joining the Lakers after previously leading the Dallas Mavericks in that same statistic before he was traded. That increase in activity is an immediate reason to rethink the reputation that Doncic has earned. Not only is he creating turnovers at a career-best level, but he's also been active in generating deflections with both Dallas and Los Angeles in 2024-25. Beyond the deflections, Doncic has become a more than respectable individual defender who has done a commendable job of limiting his opponent's efficiency. Opponents are shooting 1.8% worse from the field when Doncic is the primary defender in 2024-25. That includes decreases of 0.8% on 2-point field goals and 2.4% on 3-point attempts. Rounding the numbers into form, the Lakers are allowing 0.8 fewer points per 100 possessions with Doncic on the court, and the Mavericks gave up 3.3 less with him present. Doncic is by no means an elite defender at this stage, but his impact has been discernibly positive at multiple stops this season. He's more engaged when defending away from the ball and has limited opponents' efficiency when directly on it. Perhaps the narrative will never die due to how his first 6 seasons played out, but Doncic has far exceeded what's expected of him on defense in 2024-25. Luka Doncic makes Lakers history in Bucks game. On Thursday night, the Los Angeles Lakers are going head-to-head against the Milwaukee Bucks as they look to get back on track and avoid a 3-game losing streak. Despite entering halftime with an 8-point deficit and being without LeBron James, not all is bad for the Lakers at the moment. In James' absence, Luka Doncic, who is now playing in his 13th game with the Lakers, is stepping up in a major way. Doncic is having himself a night and is in the midst of what could become his best game in a Lakers jersey to this point. So much so that he made Lakers history in the first half against the Bucks. Los Angeles Lakers guard Luka Doncic copyright Brad Pennermain Images and #169, Brad Pennermain Images. Despite a bit of a slow start to his Lakers tenure, Doncic has found his groove. In the first half against Milwaukee, the Slovenian native became just the 3rd player in Lakers history to record 25-plus points, 5-plus rebounds, and 5-plus three-point field goals made in a single half. Only James and Kobe Bryant have achieved this feat in a Lakers uniform. Luka Doncic joins LeBron James and Kobe Bryant as the only Lakers to have a single half recording 25-plus PTS 5-plus REB 5-plus 3. Now that Doncic is finding his rhythm in Los Angeles, they remain a team to keep an eye on as the regular season approaches its end. After acquiring Doncic from the Dallas Mavericks, the Lakers climbed the standings all the way up to the number 2 seed in the Western Conference, though they have slid back down to the number 4 seed. Regardless of where they finish in the standings, the Lakers have entered legitimate title contention and are a serious threat to make their first NBA Finals appearance since 2020, and much of their success falls on Doncic and what he can produce on the court. Shaq says LeBron is trying to set records that will never be broken. I know what he's doing. Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James set another NBA record recently. In the team's March 4th blowout victory over the New Orleans Pelicans, James became the first player to eclipse 50,000 combined points in the regular season and playoffs. For perspective on just how large of a lead James has in that category compared to the rest of the pack, Lakers legend Kareem Abdul-Jabbar ranks second in that metric, and he has just over 44,000 combined points to his name. Another Lakers great, Shaquille O'Neal, thinks that James is out to set records that will stand the test of time and not be broken. I know what he's doing, O'Neal said of James. He's trying to make records that will never be broken again, 'cause just think about it, the Kareem, he did that when I was in college, and I played 19 years, and then I'm out the game 15 years after that, and it finally got broken I think last year or the year before last. So, if he gets to 46,000 points, it'll never be broken again. O'Neal is referencing the regular season scoring record. James passed Abdul-Jabbar to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer in that category back in early 2023 in a bout against the Oklahoma City Thunder. He broke the record in the 3rd quarter of the game with a fadeaway jumper. After James surpassed Abdul-Jabbar, some of the brightest stars in the NBA today took to social media to congratulate the forward. Among those who congratulated James were Golden State Warriors guard Stephen Curry, Cleveland Cavaliers guard Donovan Mitchell and Boston Celtics wing Jaylen Brown. James is currently just shy of 42,000 career regular season points. He may have his longevity to credit for being the league's all-time scorer as much as anything. The 40-year-old is still playing at an incredibly high level in his 22nd season in the league. He and former Toronto Raptors star Vince Carter are tied for playing the most seasons of any one player in the history of the league. The Ohio native is a gifted scorer but has far from the highest regular season scoring average ever. James ranks 7th on that list and is behind active players Luka Doncic, Joel Embiid, and Kevin Durant. James hasn't been able to add to his scoring record of late thanks to a groin injury he suffered against the Celtics on March 8. He sat out Los Angeles' game against the Brooklyn Nets on March 10 and is expected to remain sidelined for a little longer. With any luck, he'll be back soon.